This is rian, and in just 13 months, he went so viral, made millions, all using a simple yet unique mechanism that allowed him to build super fan customers and not just followers. So, after a lot of time studying his strategy from behind the scenes, I'm giving you the exact 3-step system they've used to stand out from the competition. And for context, rian makes videos for people to escape burnout and become more productive. However, if we look at the YouTube productivity space, it's very competitive, very noisy. But not only was rian's channel able to beat the competition, in fact, it created its own competition. And at first glance, this could leave us with one answer in mind. Oh, it's the thumbnail style. However, even that isn't the full picture. These thumbnails, compared to their niche, are extremely unique and creative. I mean, just look at this video. It was decent, but one thumbnail change made it the most watched video on the channel. And especially when we're in a space where a lot of beginner channels copy the biggest guys in the space, that made it really stand out as a personal brand from the noise and actually drive business results, not just gain followers. But if that was it wouldn't be this powerful, and we're gonna get to it in a minute. But for now, let's see how these thumbnails were made. And I have the behind the scenes. There was a specific team who was in charge for most of the part of making thumbnails of the channel. They're called Clickables, work with one of the biggest channels in the space like My First Million and Noah Kagan. And we can replicate their exact process to create a never seen before style. And let me tell you, nothing is completely original. In fact, this type of graphs you see in front of me is exactly like a type of thumbnails they copied from another channel. They just made it their own. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. The irony is that Clickables expected to deliver classic thumbnails, and there are a few previous versions. However, rian's team gave them instructions on how the thumbnails should be. They gave them their most successful thumbnails up to that moment, thumbnails they loved, and even thumbnails that they didn't like, which will be further crucial to enhancing the unique mechanism they've used to attract the right type of viewers who will not only watch, but also turn into clients. We'll get to that later. But if that was it, Clickables won't make these type of innovative thumbnails. They've also took inspirations from different sources, like ads, illustrations, and not just other YouTube thumbnails. The next step was turning that inspiration into thumbnails, as well as making brand new concepts. And we already see a theme emerging. A lot of scans, brains, graphs, which means that this could help you decide on elements that should be in your videos. Maybe you make videos about AI infrastructure, and then you discover that it makes sense for you to make all your backgrounds look like they're from the Matrix. Look at these two thumbnails. So the first one is from Rian. The second is from a channel called Dr. K. And the thing why that worked is that they doubled down on an already successful concept. And Dr. K didn't have many videos with that type of thumbnails. So it was a good opportunity, but they didn't only copy paste. They also made them somewhat unique to them. Let me be clear, ideas could be the same. And one little other note is that for the titles, they made them relevant to the niche by identifying multiple words that resonate with the audience. So a little summary would be like defining the vibe you want to go with and also what you don't want to set clear focus on the type of thumbnails you want to make and not get distracted. But let's be real, thumbnails are not the only thing. After someone clicks, half the job is done. And don't worry, I'm not going to talk about hooks in this section of the video. In fact, even Clickables can't guarantee the success of any person's videos. And one thing you guys got to keep in mind is that this channel is for the purpose of business. And unlike what is happening right now, where a lot of channels are, designed from the get-go to be for business sake, which isn't bad, rian wasn't telling people to buy in every video. In fact, he never even said to head to his website. And even now, at the time of recording this video, rian hasn't posted anything for 6 months. Why would you when the channel is constantly bringing you clients anyways? People are binging his videos excessively, and I know that because I binged a lot of his videos. This is a very, very important metric for YouTube, viewer satisfaction, and session watch time. And do you remember how I mentioned that his content is different from other productivity channels? The real secret is in the foundation that they've built. It's about utilizing a unique mechanism backed by an economic concept, supply and demand. Let me explain. Beginners make videos about what they feel like, no strategy. Intermediates copy what's already working, trendy videos, adapt them a little. This is like the general state of YouTube business or YouTube in general. But this means that we're now fighting for attention in a crowded space. Like this method of looking for successful videos in your space is no longer really unique, and even looking for ideas outside of your niche. Like a lot of people already know it right now. Using tools like 1 of 10 or view stats to see data. It's like, no. Pros like Iman Gaji, Rian Doris, Alex Hormozy understand both the nature of supply and demand by finding on-top demand and making videos that people want to watch, but no one is making. Think of YouTube as a market, but instead of shopping for grocery or clothes, you buy videos to get entertained, informed, or whatever. And instead of paying with money, you pay with your time and attention. YouTube isn't just a game of views, it's about positioning. If you solve for supply and demand, you grow fast, you stand out, you turn viewers into customers. If you don't, you spend years making videos that never take off. You compete in an oversaturated market, you waste time, effort, and money. So how does this framework work? By simply understanding what's happening, you'll be able to come up with great ideas for the right type of viewers you want to attract to consistently blow up in your space. It's crazy how the current state of online business, which is like make niche videos to attract a specific type of people, which isn't bad advice, that's good advice. But really, Rian was able to do both. He was able to go viral as well as making niche videos that attract customers. It's this type of switch. And before showing you how Rian's channel achieved that, remember that this guy is a business person. He won't make videos for the sake of going viral only. The main reason he got onto YouTube in the first place is because ad costs on Facebook was constantly rising and profitability was starting to decrease. His business is the basic online coaching program with a course. Every move is calculated and we can learn a lot from it. I'm not saying that what Rian did was easy, like making niche videos go viral and attracting customers at the same time. But hey, you see the proof in front of you. Most productivity creators were making shallow bro science type of content, like, what they feel like based on their experience. There were not a lot of people making scientific productivity videos. However, if you look at the fitness niche, it had already proven that scientific content wins, like Jeff Nippard, Athlean X. And even if we look at the space before Rian, there was people like Andrew Huberman. Do you see where we're going? Rian's scientific background was the unique mechanism. Many creators, while they had great info, they lacked clear substance. After the video was done, it was basically like a motivation entertainment, like this channel called Bad Ideas, if you've seen their videos. It's cool filmmaking and stuff, but what have you learned after consuming their videos? Rian's videos, again, weren't just good, valuable information and applicable, but also it had great aesthetics. Again, the non-binary thinking. No one owned the flow state niche. So honing down on Rian becoming the flow state guy is the real deal. And this is really crucial because he didn't frame himself to become like any other productivity guru. That's branding, the type of things you associate yourself with. Even, for example, Iman Gaji associated with personal branding, making money online. Alex Hormozy associated with business. Ali Abdal associated with productivity. It's just foolish to compete with the productivity guy by basically copying everything he does, like the information he teaches in his videos, the thumbnails and everything. Rian became the flow state guy. And a lot of people after that started talking about flow states. But now you're defeating the purpose of it. That was the narrative made to differentiate him and make him stand out. And let's be real, most of us don't have a scientific background. We didn't study applied neuroscience like him. But to make this actionable, look at your space, what videos are being made, what problems do you find in the niche, and what unique mechanism you think you could use. It could be the fact that a lot of videos are fluffy. And I think that people who are going to make great brands are the ones who are going to make actionable videos, not just theory, but actually structure the videos in a way that helps the viewers achieve their desired outcome. With that said, the final step was to actually keep the viewers watching and convert them into customers without even telling them to enroll in the program. It's the classic thing. If you get people to click, but you can't get them to keep watching, it's not good for the algorithm. And honing on the first 25 seconds is very crucial. You could lose up to 70% of people if you mess up. At low key, losing only 30% is very, very great. And we can already see that there's a predictable, repeatable structure. Pain point, curiosity-driven insights, promise of a solution, and authority. Let's start with the example of pain point. This really works because it relates to the viewer's problems. Just stating them out loud makes a huge difference.
Have you ever struggled to complete a task that should have taken 90 minutes, yet after 8 hours of slaving away, you still haven't finished the thing?
If someone doesn't have that problem, then why would they keep watching? It's actually not bad that they quit. You're not trying to satisfy everyone. You're trying to satisfy a specific audience. And calling out their problems is very crucial. When you describe exactly what they feel, the brain recognizes it as relevant. Just think about when you're in a sit-in, maybe with your friends or family, and a problem that concerns you comes up. You suddenly kind of become passionate. But the next is curiosity-driven insight.
Well, there's a neuroscientific explanation for why this happens and a simple way to solve it.
So this is basically building up to a solution. When people sense that they're missing a key piece of knowledge, their brain fixates on finding the answer. It's like opening a curiosity loop. And the next step is promising a solution.
Behind the world's most successful people stand the 4 pillars of flow, which allows anyone to become effortlessly productive.
If people can imagine themselves succeeding, they are more likely to stay engaged. You give them hope. You give them clarity on what the video is about. People do not like uncertainty. It's like going to a restaurant, not knowing how much you should wait to get your food. But instead, you go to another place that for sure you know that the food is going to be in 10 minutes. Or that the food is going to be great. And actually, we don't like losing more than winning. It's foreshadowing. They know what they'll get. Maybe you've heard this advice before, but this is knowing why promising a solution works in the first place. But the last step is maybe the most important out of them all. It's basically turning strangers from, who is this guy? Why should I listen to him? To, this man knows what he's talking about. Let me pay attention. And it's authority.
Now, I'm Rian Doris, co-founder and CEO of the Flow Research Collective. Along with my partner, Stephen Kotler, we've taught thousands of professionals how to access flow states at will.
This is basically the social proof bias. If other people benefited, then I probably would too. That actually gives you a reason to stay. And even after watching one video, you could be so curious to go to their website and book a call than to buy their high-ticket program. This is a very, very small way of marketing, which is basically just stating the name of your website in the beginning of the video while adding authority and not sound like salesy. Hey guys, if you want this, check the first link in the description. You could book a call with one of our consultants. Look at me. Let me tell you something. That isn't bad, but just look at the way they were able to do this compared to what the industry does now. They also have one video where they give you a checklist, but of course you have to put your email and they have an email sequence to convert people. And honestly, if you want the most out of this video, in the description, I'll provide a systemized procedure to actually help you apply what you've learned. So it doesn't actually become like another information valuable video you consumed. Don't worry, I'm not asking for your email. And remember, if you apply this, you benefit. If you don't, then it was entertainment.